Matthew chapter 24. And Jesus, coming out from the consecrated site, went away, and his learning ones came to show on him the dwell buildings of the consecrated site. But answering, he said to them, Do you not look see all this? Amen, I say to you, not, yea, not, will be left here, one stone upon another stone, which will not be down loosened. But during his having seat on the Mount of Olives, the learning ones came to him for themselves alone, say, Tell us, when will this be, and what is the sign of your presence, and of the altogether finishing of the aeon? And Jesus answered and said to them, See that not any one error arises you. For many will come on account of my name, saying, I am the Christ, and they will errorize many. But you will be about to hear of battles and hearing of battles. See to it, and be not dismayed. For this cause it is binding to become so, but it is not yet the finishing. For nation will be awakened on against nation, and regency on against regency, and in various places there will be quakes and famines. But all this is the origin beginning of birth pangs. Then they will give you beside up to affliction, and they will slay you, and you will be ones being hated under the authority by the nations, because of my name. And then many will be ensnared, and will give beside up one another to affliction. And many false prophets will be awakened, and will errorize many. And because the lawlessness grows to fullness, the love of many will grow cold. But the one below abiding to the finishing, this one will be saved. And this well announcement of the regency will be heralded into the whole dwellage for a testimony to all the nations, and then the finishing will arrive. Hence, when as it were you perceived the abomination of the desolation, the one having been taught through Daniel the prophet, having taken stand, let the reading one think it over. Then let those who are in Judea flee onto the mountains. But he who is on the building top, let him not descend to lift anything out of his house. And he who is in the field, let him not turn on, behind, back to lift his raiment. But woe to the pregnant and the suckling in those days. But pray that your flight may not become to be during the winter, but also not on a Sabbath. For then will be great affliction of such a kind as it has not become from the origin of the cosmos till now, but as also will not, yea, not become once more. And if those days will not be pruned, not as it were would any flesh be saved, but because of the outchosen ones, those days will be pruned. Then so if someone says to you, Perceive, here is the Christ, or he is here, you should not faith it. For false Christ and false prophets will be awakened, and they will give signs and wonders, so that if there were ability might, also the outchosen ones would be errorized. Perceive, I have talked about it to you before. So if they say to you, Perceive, he is in the desolate region, you should not go out. Perceive, he is in the chambers, you should not faith it. For just as the lightning comes out from the east and is made to appear to the west, thus will be the presence of the Son of the human be. Where the body is, there the vultures will be led together. But straightway after the affliction of those days, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its shimmer, and the stars will fall out of the heaven, and the ability powers of the heavens will be shaken. And then the sign of the Son of the human will be made to appear in heaven, and all the tribes of the earthland will ululate, and they will eye the Son of human coming on the clouds of heaven with ability and much glory. And he will dispatch his angels with a great trumpet, and will lead on together his outchosen ones out of the four winds, from the tips of the heavens to their tips. But from the fig tree learn the parable, as when as it were its branches already become supple, and the leaves sprout out, then you know that summer is near. Thus also you, when as it were you perceive all this, then you know that it is near, yea, on the door thresholds. Amen, I say to you, not, yea, not, will this generation come pass by till all this became to be. But concerning that day and hour, not one perceives anything, not even the angels of the heavens, but not even the Son, except the Father alone. But just as the days of Noah were, thus will be the presence of the Son of human be. For as they were in the days before the down flood, chewing and drinking, marrying and given in marriage, until the day when Noah came into the ark, and they did not know it, till the down flood came and lifted them altogether away, thus will also be the presence of the Son of Human. Then 2 will be in the field, 1 will be taken beside, and 1 will be left there. 2 will be grinding, and with the millstone, 1 will be taken beside, and 1 will be left there. Hence, watch, since ye do not perceive in what kind of day your Lord comes. But know this, if the watering mighty one of the dwelling had perceived in what kind of watch time the thief comes, he would as it were watch, and would not as it were let his house to be dug through. Therefore you also become prepared, since in an hour which you do not deem, the Son of the Human comes. Who is consequently the faithing and sober-minded slave, whom the Lord will down establish at those of his house, to give the nourishment in at the proper term. Blissful is that slave whom his Lord having come will find doing thus. Amen, I say to you, he will down establish him on all his possessions. But so if the bad slave says in his heart, my Lord is behind time, and Origin begins to strike his co-slaves, but eats and drinks with those intoxicating themselves, so the Lord of that slave will arrive in a day which he does not hope for, and in an hour which he does not know, and will in regards to him cut in two, and will set his part with the hypocrites. There will be sobbing and gnashing of the teeth.